Hey y'all, hi. So I've been thinking about how I put together outfits, and I've realized that internally I have this system where I separate my outfits into 4 categories according to silhouette. This system really helps me because for each piece of my clothing, I know which of the 4 silhouette groups it has the potential to serve. Most items of clothing can work to create more than one silhouette depending on what they're paired with. So this system really helps me to mix and match my wardrobe staples, get really good use out of my investment pieces, and it also helps me make good decisions when I'm shopping. Today, I'm going to share the system with you, going over the silhouettes one at a time and telling you what I think makes each one work. And if you're a new viewer and you like it, I hope you'll consider subscribing. My name is Hannah Louise Poston. I love thinking about aesthetics, and I make fashion and beauty content here on YouTube. And now, let's get into the meat of this video. Today's video is sponsored by Lilysilk. So for each of my 4 silhouettes, I'm going to give you real-life examples on myself using Lilysilk clothing. I was already planning this video when Lilysilk contacted me about sponsorship, and I was delighted when they did that because they're the perfect fit for this topic. The clothing designs are, I would say, silhouette forward, but in a very wearable way. And because of that, they mix and match particularly well. Lilysilk also uses high-quality natural fiber fabrics like, of course, 100% silk, but also soft, sturdy wool. Everything meets my requirements for investment pieces. And this is also well-constructed, carefully tailored clothing that will continue to look polished over time instead of becoming saggy and frumpy after a few wears like so many clothes do these days. Pieces like tailored wool flannel trousers, chunky merino wool knitwear like this sweater, heavy silk charmeuse pants. This is the exact type of thing that I'm always talking about on my channel when I hold forth about choosing quality over quantity and building a wardrobe to outlast trends and seasons. My personal favorite thing about these clothes is the fabrics. I'm a picky bee about fabric, and since I've been wearing these Lilysilk clothes, I've been feeling cozy and comforted, but also chic and artistic, which is, you know, my vibe. So I hope that you enjoy the outfits I've styled, and I believe that you can use my coupon code for an extra 12% off their upcoming Black Friday sale. I'll leave all of the information at the top of the description box down below, as always. Okay, so the first silhouette is one of my favorites, maybe actually my favorite, my number 1 out of the 4 that I'm going to share with you. The first one is tight on top, loose on bottom. This one is pretty easy to execute, it's pretty straightforward, and it aligns with traditional styling advice. But here are a few things that make this silhouette really sing for me. One is high-waisted pants. This can also work with low-waisted pants. You can have a tight top with a loose bottom half of your outfit with a low-rise bottom half of your outfit too. It's just in that case, you're revealing more of your top half, basically. So the balance between loose and tight, there's just more that's tight proportionally. That can, again, totally work. It might actually be better for some people, but I personally love the drama of a loose pant that falls from the natural waist. And when you're wearing something tight on top, the drama of that bottom half is really shown to its best effect. Another strategy for making this silhouette successful is to go with a long-sleeved top, particularly a long-sleeved turtleneck top. This is especially a great starting place if you're interested in trying this silhouette, if you want to branch out, but you're not usually comfortable wearing tight tops or revealing tops for one reason or another. A fitted long sleeve turtleneck gives you that sleekness on top, that chic sleekness that can help to balance out a loose or oversized bottom half of your outfit. But it does that without being revealing in any other way besides that sleekness. It does it without showing a lot of skin, essentially. And I like this turtleneck in particular because it's fitted without being tight. It's that body skimming fit. Now, I'm demonstrating this silhouette with polished casual clothing because that's my preferred level of formality. This is how I dress most of the time. But you can totally construct this silhouette at any level of formality. Unpolished casual, active wear, even formal wear. And of course, at every level of formality, there are dresses in this silhouette as well. I love this silhouette because it's very sensual to me. A sleek or fitted top helps me feel composed, even sexy sometimes. sometimes. It shows elegant lines and projects confidence. But in loose or oversized pants, I feel free and unfettered. And I find there's even a sense of fun there sometimes, and definitely a sense of ease in a loose, flowy bottom half of my outfit. So that balance works particularly well for me. Again, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And silhouette number 2 is the exact opposite. Loose on top, tight on bottom. Again, pretty straightforward, pretty simple to execute because it aligns with traditional styling advice that says if you're wearing something oversized, like a big chunky sweater, you should balance it out with something slim on bottom, like a fitted pair of pants, leggings, or a slim pencil skirt, something like that. My advice for this one is to pay attention to the length of the top. So especially if I'm wearing leggings on the bottom, I like the top, the oversized top, to be quite oversized, long enough to cover my entire hip area and to cover my bottom. This Lilysilk sweater is ideal, especially with this fold over neck, which really telegraphs drama. And that's one of the things that I like about a chunky oversized garment. It's also super soft, even though it's 100% wool. As you can see, I'm also wearing it today. I basically haven't stopped wearing this outfit since I filmed the B-roll for this video a few days ago. So for loose on top, tight on bottom, I personally like an oversized top that's really quite oversized, that's intentionally dramatic. But something that is loose but also cropped can also work for this silhouette. A loose but cropped top works especially well if your tight on bottom garment is a slim pair of pants rather than a pair of leggings, even just a pair of regular jeans. For me, if my loose top is cropped, I aim to have it touching or just covering the waistband of the pants or the skirt that I'm wearing. If my top is long and loose, dramatically oversized, I try to have it quite long, completely covering my hips. I personally find that this silhouette is usually slightly less formal, although that could also be how I end up executing it with what's in my wardrobe. It's freeing in its own way, and I don't know, leggings always lend a kind of dancerly feel to an outfit, kind of dancer off duty. But this silhouette can be executed in quite a polished way, like a beautiful tunic with slim work pants, or an oversized, like a tunic length button-down shirt for work. And just like the first one, it can also be done in a grungier way, a more casual way. It can also be something more streetwear. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Now we're getting to the good stuff, because these last two are the slightly less easy silhouettes that might take more strategizing. Let's talk about tight on top, tight on bottom. Scary for me. I know that for some people, this is maybe the one that you're the most comfortable with. But for me, I think tight on top, tight on bottom, I think scary. But the thing is, this can look so great as long as you are comfortable in it. And I actually kind of mean physically as well as psychologically comfortable. Comfort is really important because if you feel good, you inhabit your body in a natural way, and you move in a way that really sells the clothing. So here are some tips for that from my experience. My first tip is to make sure that the fabrics are good quality and that they fit well instead of straining across your form. With tight clothing, the materials are really on show, and it doesn't have to be skin tight. It can be something body skimming, again, like this fine wool turtleneck. Another tip is that making it monochromatic can really help if you're just branching out into this silhouette, because it keeps a long line down the body. Of course, all black is the easiest and a great starting place if you're feeling nervous about this choice. Styling with statement pieces can really help support this silhouette and make you feel less naked in it if you're not used to it. It's a great backdrop for jewelry, for example. I'd also style it with a strong shoe, like a heel or a boot, or a heeled boot, which is what I did. And the best trick, I think, if you want to try this but you're worried about feeling naked in it, is to layer it underneath something open, like a draped coat or a shawl or a chunky scarf. This is a fantastic base outfit if you know that you're going to be wearing a coat all day, like if you're going to an outdoor event in the fall. For me, if I'm in a coat all day, wearing tight on top, tight on bottom, bottom and like a pair of boots underneath my coat, it makes me feel kind of loose and free inside of my outerwear. And I like that. I prefer that to feeling like stuffed into my outerwear all day. Of course, just like the other silhouettes, this one can work at all levels of formality. For me, I find it the most useful as a base layer to showcase a scarf or a coat or a boot, especially to wear something dramatic or bulky while maintaining an overall lightness. And finally, silhouette number 4, you guessed it, the big one, loose on top, loose on bottom. This is a silhouette that I particularly love, but I admit it takes some finessing. The major risk is that it will look sloppy, and this is what you all are always saying in the comments when I talk about this silhouette. So to avoid that, the major challenge of this silhouette is to make it undeniably obvious that your choices are intentional. And for that, these are my tips. My first tip is quality materials. So a polished, chunky, oversized sweater that's made from visibly good, sturdy materials like this one, something that looks like an investment piece in a sophisticated color, paired with pants that have equal drama and quality. The beauty of the fabrics and the very obvious specialness of the garments helps to counteract the assumption that people might make when they see you that all over oversized styling is sloppy. Another tip, just like we balanced the tight outfit with statement accessories, you can balance the loose outfit with sleekness. So sleek hair instead of loose wild hair, a small sleek bag instead of a big unstructured bag, these things can help. Funnily enough, going in the opposite direction can also help, especially if you love drama. Adding volume to volume, piling it on, like a big shawl on top of a bulky sweater on top of wide leg pants, so that the fact that this is a styling choice becomes totally obvious. And when all else fails, my advice is to add a high-heeled shoe to loose outfits. A heel instantly elevates a silhouette like this by changing your posture a little bit and changing the way that the garments fall and flow around you. And a heel also signals fashion. You know, maybe more than anything else, it says, I'm doing this on purpose. I myself love the extreme drama of a massive top with massive pants. But you can also execute this silhouette with garments that are loose without necessarily being oversized. For example, a draped blouse with wide leg, high-waisted pants. I absolutely love the example outfit of this draped black silk blouse with the brown silk pants. To me, this is the perfect holiday event outfit, and I cannot wait to wear it to some sort of party. Of course, just like all of the outfits, loose works at other formality levels too. Although it might be harder to take advantage of the trick of using polish to avoid sloppiness if you're going for loose with streetwear or otherwise informal clothing. That doesn't mean it's a bad look, loose with streetwear. I mean, it can be fantastic, and it's something that I love to do from time to time as well. But if sloppiness is your main concern and your main reason for avoiding this one, maybe consider the formality level of your outfit when you're experimenting with this silhouette. This is definitely one of my personal favorites. As I've said many times, I love piling on the drama, and I also just love clothing pieces that have dramatic textures that really telegraph the quality of the fabrics. So because that is the type of thing that I love, it's the type of thing that I buy. And I've ended up with a lot of garments in my wardrobe that can be combined to create successful versions of this silhouette. Over the years, I've kind of felt out my relationship with each of the 4 silhouettes. So I do wear all of them, but I found that on me, some of them work better than others for certain occasions, and some of them work better at different formality levels than others. My personal way of inhabiting each of these 4 silhouettes has developed as a result of my style preferences, my body type, and my lifestyle. And you might have a different relationship to these silhouettes. You might find that one of them works way better than the other 3 for your lifestyle, for example, which is great because then when you go shopping, you know what you're looking for, or maybe more importantly, you know what you're not looking for. So you can totally avoid the temptations of the garments that don't align with your preferred silhouette. For me, my two favorites are number 1 and number 4. So tight on top, loose on bottom, and loose, loose. So what's interesting is that there's one type of garment that overlaps between my two favorite silhouettes, and it's the loose pants. Dramatic, loose, high-waisted pants can work for either of my two preferred silhouettes, although they'll work really differently. They'll look really different depending on what I pair them with. That's peak versatility. So when I'm shopping, I know that a pair of pants like that is going to be basically the most practical wardrobe investment that I can make. A loose top with tight pants is something that I wear some of the time, and tight, even though I do wear it sometimes, is my least worn silhouette. So I know that a tight pant or a legging is a less good investment for me personally. I have some, but when I'm tempted to buy more, that knowledge keeps me in check. And that is it. I know it's pretty simple. I mean, this is proportionizing in broad strokes, but I realize that I think about clothes like this all the time. And I think about these 4 categories of outfits all the time when I'm dressing, when I'm shopping, and I had just never mentioned it. And I wanted to bring it to you and kind of add it to our group thinking around fashion aesthetics. So I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I especially hope that it might inspire you to combine some of your clothes in a way that is fresh or unexpected for you. Thanks again to Lilysilk for the sponsorship. Putting together these outfits was incredibly fun and gratifying. The clothes all worked perfectly for the concept. Those brown silk pants were everything. It was just the best. And as always, I'm so grateful to all of you for being here and watching and subscribing if that's what you choose to do. But whatever you do, don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.